street made me smile like Gucci sweet. I bet I could get her number sometime. She was just standing there as I walked away. I should have said hi. I thought to myself, oh, way better than the one before. Got a lot from just looking at her eyes, and I can't stop, can't get her off my mind. Oh, so
We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it. It's murder.
Alrighty, I think we are good to go, Yummy Cheeseman.
I'm
How are you, my
nervous.
friend?
I'm nervous. I've never cast before.
Oh no. Well, look, chat. Just try and support him. You know, he's new to this sort of thing. I'm sure you've all experienced that before. But of course, Yummy Cheeseman, this is a pretty big deal for Vapour. They've been gone for quite some time, and they are finally back hosting a 3v3 tournament this Monday night. So I'm pretty excited to get underway with things. But we're gonna do a little intro first, of course. I want to give a big thanks to Matt Torino for, as always, backing up Vapour Esports. Guys, don't forget to use the !Matt Torino command in the chat, and you can donate a free 50 US cents to the prize pool. It started at $100. We're already at 108. So, you know, 16 codes already gone, but I'm sure there are plenty more to be used. And look, Yummy Cheeseman, it's pretty interesting. Chiefs are playing.
Yeah, it's great to be back as well for Vapour Esports. I think, we'll be honest, it sort of went away, needed to go for a while, and there's been a lot of movement in the OCE space with people coming and going. And it's really good to me to see, for me, on a personal level, that Bence has sort of come back and admitted to some of his mistakes and is looking to come through the brand new challenge for Vapour Esports. And it's starting with this 3v3. It's $100 US plus whatever people put in the prize pool. So put in that !Matt Torino. And we have had a really great tournament so far. Obviously, we've seen the Chiefs, the best team in OCE right now. They've come through here in the upper bracket final. They're up against pneumonoultra, but there's some other great teams, and I really kind of wanted to put a bit of a spotlight on Rise Esports, who have come through. They're bringing back Groovy Grape into the roster, and we're going to probably see them down in the lower bracket.
Absolutely. I was pretty excited to see Veralia playing with them, of course, as well as Lewis. Snowy's in there. I'm not sure if he's the sub or...
Well, that was the core roster for Rise Esports. Snowy, Louis, Veralia, and I think they're trialing out Groovy Grape tonight, and this is a perfect chance, a perfect opportunity. These tournaments like this are the space. There's a lot of good tournaments, a lot of good teams as well. I'm sure if you type !Matt bracket, it'll come up. If it doesn't, that's my fault. All me and not Bence. Excuse me. I'm already blaming him now, and I haven't even seen whether it's up or not. But you know,
let's see if I get timed out for. Yeah, okay. I've been night botted there.
That's good. And when it comes to this tournament, there are a couple of teams in that bracket that you might not know the name of, but Daisu and Outlast are bringing in a team that I'm really excited for. There was one that stars Bob Ross, who's been really climbing up through the ranked ladder, so it's good to see him playing as well. And Lim is filling out the gaps. But right now, we have Chiefs up against pneumonoultra. Oh, and when I say pneumonoultra, what's their full name, Rankies?
Let me find the...
that's all right. I'll give it to you. It's pneumonoultra microscopic silicovolcaniconiosis.
I can't say it
just
that
remember
fast.
that. Yeah.
I think I'll stick with pneumonoultra.
Yeah, they made that name just to try and mess with people. It's the longest possible word, and honestly, it's really just 6 words put together. So it's a bit of a troll. They're a real rising team. I expect them to very soon be in the top 8 of OCE. This is a big test for them against the Chiefs, where let's face it, they're probably going to get completely creamed. But it's a good opportunity to learn a lot here. And be a team that maybe potentially challenges not just the top 8, but sort of top 6, top 4 in the future.
Absolutely. It's been quite some time as well since I've seen Talendina play. So I'm actually pretty excited for that. And as you said, Chiefs being by far and away, well, maybe not by far and away, but in my opinion, by a lengthy margin, the number 1 team in the region, this is definitely going to be a very, very tough match for themselves.
Yeah, and they've brought in Yeezy too. So normally they would have Change in here. They've got Yeezy going on. I think Change has moved off to greener or most likely more dead pastures around the region. But that is how it goes, and we'll see in the end how that change up works. But yeah, as you were talking about Talendina, very impressed with him in ranked recently. He's been improving a lot, and I think that to me is the mark of someone with a lot of potential, someone who could improve. He's speeding up his gameplay. He's getting better both at the ground and the air. So I do expect that coming up, throughout the latter half of this year, that he will be a much bigger name.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Now, as you said, mark of a good player being someone that can improve. I'll tell you what, I don't understand how some of them do it, Yummy Cheeseman, because I haven't been on that ranked grind since, I don't know, season 3 or 4 or something. And I just gave up. I got to a point where I still enjoy playing Rocket League, but I just couldn't deal with it anymore. But it appears the players have jumped into their respective teams, so we are going to get underway with the game.
It takes some special people to really grind it out and become the top players in OCE. And let's face it, both of these teams have players that have grinded it out. They're looking to get back into it here in the Vapour 3v3. And we're starting off with our first ever Vapour stream for what is the new Vapour Cup.
Absolutely. Of course, this is the winner bracket final. This decides who secures the first spot in the grand final. Likely to be Chiefs, as we said, but of course we cannot discredit pneumonoultra too early. We'll see what happens. There have been upsets before. Looks like Yeezy trying to beat Jake to the ball. It's a nice pinch off the sidewall. Frenzy picks it up, but I believe that's Torsos there, named as Weewoo.
Of course.
In the
got to change it up, and it's a little bit of a weed name to match his weed profile picture.
Drippe links up with Jake there. Yeezy looking for a clear. He's going to be careful where he places his ball on the field. Torsos, this is a nice ball, just going to touch the ceiling there. Frenzy looking to clear out. Drippe, and just look at the aggression so far that Chiefs are maintaining up against the pneumonoultra net, just not allowing them out of their half.
Most importantly, it's their positioning. The fact that they're rotating really comfortably, they're in a spot where they're backing up each other, and that's allowing them to keep possession over and over again. They're on the attack again, and even if there's a clear coming out right now, it should get sent straight back in the mix.
Good couple saves from Yeezy and Frenzy there, but they're still struggling to get this one cleared out. Torsos comes off the sidewall. Drippe doesn't manage to connect. Torsos bumps Yeezy on his way out. Frenzy now looking to finally make some breathing space here for pneumonoultra. Torsos again finding a way through, but Yeezy clears this one out. This is Jake's ball. Going to get a pass deep midfield. Drippe moving forward, challenging Yeezy. Somehow wins the possession over top, but Talendina there to get this one out. Tries to take a strike on, but Jake's always going to be there in defense to be able to get that one cleared out. Good convincing shot from Yeezy, but again Torsos with the saves. Chiefs just rotate so well, no matter where they are on the field, Yummy Cheese.
But that was the first attack coming out from the pneumonoultra squad. It was a good one, but they eventually got beaten out, and that's the defensive passes coming out from the Chiefs. As soon as you gain any pressure, it gets relieved by the 1-2 pass play.
Frenzy doesn't quite win that out of the half, and it's Jake to beat Yeatsy to bowl. Talandina now doesn't quite connect on that one. Jake probably should have left that for Torsos. A breakdown in communication as Torsos bumps Jake on his way out, but it doesn't really matter there as Drippe, chip up and follow, but Talandina with the clear out. This is really difficult for pneumonoultra right now. There's a save, but a poor clear from Frenzy, and he won't be able to stop that one. Torsos opens up the scoring.
An important part of that play for Torsos was letting the ball get behind him in that first place, letting Jake come forward and actually make a better touch. It set up the pressure, and with so little boost left on pneumonoultra, it was going to be a goal.
Absolutely. You know, so far pneumonoultra, I think their rotations have been, you know, up to a good enough standard to face up against the Chiefs, but they do seem a little bit more stressed in the way that they're moving around the field, and obviously the boost deprivation coming a little bit there from the Chiefs as well.
Part of it is that also they're bringing in Yeatsy. They're not going to be as familiar with each other, how they pass, where they are on the pitch, and almost coming out from Drippe, but luckily, even without those rotations, even without those passes, they are able to find some good touches.
Absolutely, and what a strike from Torsos. This all started with Jake getting a nice back pass downfield. Drippe picked up the 100 boost, sent a boomer up to Torsos, and I mean, you can trust him to hit those shots every single time.
He doesn't miss them, and that was a real clanger down into the top of the net. Poor guys, and it looks like chat's having a lot of fun saying hello. Hi, Baconator, how's it going?
Baconator, haven't seen you in quite some time. See you, my friend. And of course, Yummy Cheeseman already knows this, but we are allowed to communicate with the chat, guys. That's what's so enjoyable
I thought I was
for me.
breaking the rules. I was being a bad boy, but yes, my anarchist badge is gone.
No, Vapour, we might see Talandina picking up the first goal for pneumonoultra, minute 22, reducing it to a 1-goal deficit. This is looking still okay.
It was sheer bravado as well. A lot of people wouldn't have gone in when Torsos was so close to the ball. You almost respect him in that matter, but Talandina saw that he was backwards, got in, and just made the play.
There we go, Torsos back in the defensive line now, being challenged by Talandina. Wins it across. Frenzy will be there, but too late to be able to get a centre ball. Talandina, nice handbrake turn on that one, up to challenge Drippe. They bump into each other. It'll be Frenzy in the pass to Talandina. Goes for the 1-2. Frenzy's there, won't be able to reach it. Would have had to have gone for a pinch pass off the backboard. Yeatsy now. Talandina needs that hit. He hasn't got it. Drippe, one to beat, but can't beat it over the top of Frenzy. Jake has a good centre ball, but Torsos not there. He needs to keep himself back in defence because they're still showing the respect in pneumonoultra and the fact that they have been able to break through out of their half every now and then.
It's the first goal, though. They got that big first goal, the confidence booster up against the Chiefs. And even just getting a goal against a defence as good as this is a significant reward in itself. They've only got 30 seconds to finish it off, and the pressure is still starting to rise for them.
Yeah, see what happens. That's a great shot attempt there from Torsos. The pass that came across from Jake almost found a godlike angle. They just need to hang on to this attack. There's another strike on just wide of the left post from Jake. Torsos now. Look at this. It's just going from one side of the field to the other, and good old Chiefs, they don't let up the pressure, and with these last 15 to 30 seconds, it's just been constant pressure. We do see the ball almost touch the ground. There we go. That does end game one for the Chiefs. Of course, all of these games, ladies and gentlemen, are best of threes, but it is double elimination pneumonoultra. They've got another chance. If they lose here in the next game, they go down to the lower bracket, and I'll tell you what, that might not be so nice because I do believe Rise Esports are waiting for them down there.
If you win, though, you get the grand final with the upper bracket reset. And if you get to the grand final, you're guaranteed prize money because there is prize down to third place. So already, both of these teams have guaranteed themselves a prize. If you get to the grand final, you've got top two. We talk about the positioning of the Chiefs, though. It was so good, but it worked better than usual in attack because pneumonoultra weren't getting these clears. They're just hitting the ball into the corner, trying the best they can to get it out. But you need to be more creative. We need to find some dribbles, some defensive passes, or it's not going to get past that midfield section.
Absolutely. And of course, it can be difficult when you're going up against a team like Chiefs. And look, they were making convincing saves, but following up with those clears out of the half. I mean, they were getting short clears outside of the goal box, but getting it out of the half seemed to be a struggle for especially the first half of this game for pneumonoultra. Towards the end there, they got out a little bit more. Eventually, Talendina got the only goal that they were able to get on the scoreboard. And as you said, through sheer bravado as well.
Realistically, it was only one shot the entire game. So the first step, get out of defense, worry about the attack once you're on it.
Alrighty, kickoff is underway for game 2 here. The Starmat out to the side, but Drippe will be first to it. Frenzy gets a nice read though. Talendina trying to challenge Torsos. Finds Torsos, but not the ball. Let's see what happens off the back of this. Yeetzy goes for top shelf, broken down by Torsos. Quick off the respawn. Leaving that one for Talendina. Yeetzy looking back to Talendina. Set up nice for Frenzy. Going for another pass off the ceiling. The secondary touch as it floats down, but given to Jake. Now a dribble play. Yeetzy going to rotate this one through. Doesn't catch the ball with the pass. I think he was trying to get it off the backboard there. Talendina here to support. Still Drippe. Nice chip up and follow. Talendina able to get the ball out of his way on his rotation out. Frenzy now past Jake. Oh, not quite there. Talendina will shoot for top right. A little bit wide there, Yummy.
Yeah, it's too wide, but they've got a couple of shots. They've had the opportunities, and Frenzy's going to bang one on. It's up to Drippe to get that out.
Relatively easy there for Drippe. He was already sitting in the net, but of course, the more that pneumonoultra can start sending those shots on, you never know when they might catch Chiefs in the middle of a rotation, so they might get lucky. Drippe now off the backboard. Yeetzy does manage to get the save. Drippe was looking to sort of pinch that off that top bar. Torsos off the backboard again. Frenzy the first to it. It's absolutely what they need to do. Jake now looks for Drippe. Off the backboard, double touch, not quite. Torsos is here. Just going to leave this one for Jake as he rotates out. Never mind. Be first to it. Jake just moving on to the opposite side of the field, getting ready for the cross play that could come out from pneumonoultra. Jake. A lot of breaking down of defense for the Chiefs happening from pneumonoultra, but they're not finding shots on target anymore.
It's all about getting those good 50s, those good challenges, catching them off guard a little bit, but also we're seeing some mistakes come out from the Chiefs. Some misplays, especially here in defense. And they're only just having to clutch it out in the goal instead of being able to prevent the shot in the first place.
There we go. Nice 1-2 from Jake to Drippe out of the corner now. Should be Frenzy. Torsos very quick to the ball. Thought Frenzy was going to be the first to that. Absolutely. Drippe bounced down, but Yeetzy up to Talendina. Talendina doesn't quite catch it, but Yeetzy will take a shot on Torsos. Plenty of time to rotate through to save that one.
That was kind of the play that we needed to see from pneumonoultra. The 1-2, backing each other up, and actually having some trust instead of rotating straight back to net.
Yeah, maintaining a bit more possession is always going to be useful for them up against a team like the Chiefs. We'll see if they're able to keep things up, because over halfway into this game now and still no goals scored, which is definitely an improvement here for pneumonoultra. Chiefs seem to be finding it a little bit more difficult, but they're not too stressed because Jake is going to sink that one with a nice down midfield pass from Drippe.
Oh, the double commit from pneumonoultra. If one of them had gone and put on the challenge, it was fine. And this is what happens when you have a different player coming in. Unfortunately, Yeetzy not quite ready for that challenge pattern, and Jake punishes.
Absolutely. A little bit more communication is definitely going to benefit pneumonoultra moving forward, but of course they are down the goal now with 2 minutes remaining to try and equalise just to push for an overtime. Yeetzy looks for Talendina, not able to find him there in the midfield. It'll be Frenzy off the backboard. This is a weak pass essentially just to Jake, who looks for Drippe. A little bit too far forward, so he'll just rotate out and let Torsos have a go. Blocks that one out for Drippe to move through and take some possession. Yeetzy now, a little bit of a back touch. Carrying it around the world over the top of his own net, relatively safely, but Jake intercepts with a nice pass out of the corner. Torsos, uncharacteristic miss, but Drippe is there off the top bar, and that one's going to bounce out. Frenzy just trying to get to this ball and pinch it away from Jake, which he does. Floats down for Talendina, puts the shot on, it looks good, but Drippe is always going to make that save.
It wasn't a miss as well from Torsos. There was a great save coming out from Talendina, I think it was, just to redirect that away. Torsos, he's really hitting his bangs tonight.
Oh. Please do correct me when I'm wrong. Good save from Talendina then, because it is always scary to face down the barrel of Torsos when he's sending one towards the net. Jake just keeps that one around Yeetzy. Torsos angles that one nicely, but Talendina off the backboard to get that one cleared out before the pass can be completed. Yeetzy and Frenzy both double committing. Drippe, instead of going for the shot, passes to Torsos. That one's sent high. Jake sends it for close to top left, but saved out by Talendina. So a little bit of an inaccurate shot there. Could have been 2-0 already, but again, it's not too big of a deal for Chiefs because they're still maintaining this offensive pressure.
Yeah, despite such a good attack, they haven't been able to get it out. But right now, pneumonoultra, they're maintaining their boost. Still not going to be enough. 24 seconds left on the clock. They need to counter it now. They need to score off this attack.
Yeah, I don't know if the viewers noticed that. Torsos was getting ready to go for that ball, but as soon as he was beaten to it by the rotation from pneumonoultra, instead of being a little bit ball chase, he immediately rotated back in defense, and it's enabled Chiefs to again get right back on the offensive, keep up this pressure as the seconds die down. Last hope for pneumonoultra, can they keep it up? Jake off the ceiling looking for the clear down. Drippe, that's going to bounce on the ground. No one's going to be able to touch that one. And Chiefs, they do secure their ticket through to the grand final, which isn't that big of a surprise. But I'll tell you what, pneumonoultra, I think they can pat themselves on the back. They didn't do too bad there, in my opinion, Yummy Cheeseman.
A convincing series for the Chiefs, but the games themselves were both one goal. And in this second one, pneumonoultra found a little bit more. They had some shots. They had 3 opportunities, and there were a couple of good opportunities as well. One where they forced Drippe to have to make a save. He managed to get a decent one, much better than maybe you would expect, and that kind of can be the difference maker between the Chiefs and other teams, where most people taking that shot, which I think it was Frenzy, put on, wouldn't have been able to get such a good clear at the same time. So much pressure on his shoulders.
Absolutely. With all that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to go to a short break in between all of these series here. Do stay active in chat because, of course, Yummy Cheeseman and I, we might go and get a drink, have a bit of a bathroom break if we feel the need. But we are here to interact with you guys at the end of the day as well. So stick around. We'll be right back after a short break.